Welcome back to the channel everyone, this is Vikram and that is the all new Nissan Magnite 2021 model. That is the car which I'm going to be reviewing today. First of all, I'd like to thank Kantipudi Nissan for sending me this review unit. If you want to know any details about any Nissan and Datsun products, you can contact them. I left their contact details in the description below. So without any delay, let's get started. That is the all new Nissan Magnite and this is its key. As you can see, it's regular Nissan key, nothing different in that. And coming to the front aspect, this looks kind of similar to the Nissan Kicks. We have certain elements borrowed from the Kicks. And coming to the front grille, this is finished in some ceramic sort of finishing, which is beautiful. And we have a revised Nissan logo over here, which is not in chrome anymore, which is a very nice touch. And we have some chrome elements on the bumper, which looks very nice. And coming to the headlamps, we have all LED headlamps, no halogens. That is a very nice thing. Again, we have LED DRL placed over here, and this fog lamp which is placed over here is also an LED. As you can see, the lower half of the bumper is finished in black color. That is to reduce the visual bulk of the car. And now coming to the side aspect, this car looks kind of similar to the Nissan Kicks in side aspect as well, but the size is much less. This is a sub 4 meter car, whereas the Kicks is more than 4 meters. As you can see, the wheel arch is finished in black color again to reduce the visual bulk. And on the fender we can find Nissan Magnite badging. Now coming to the tires, the wheel design, alloy design is amazing. That is because of that dual tone sort of treatment. And we can see the brake disc from here. The tire size happens to be 195/60 R16. And the ORVM is finished in sort of piano black color. We can see the parking camera over here. This car has got 360-degree parking camera, which is a very nice touch again. And the door handles are finished in chrome. We have a request sensor on the driver's door handle and on the co-passenger side as well. I'll show you that. And coming to the rear tire, size is same 195/60 R16, but we don't have a disc over here. That is the only difference. Apart from that, rear wheel and front wheel are all the same. And obviously the rear wheel arch as well is finished in black color. And coming to the rear, only the indicators are halogens. Apart from that, everything is LED, which is a very nice touch indeed. And we have a Magnite badging over here and the same revised Nissan logo. Over here we have CVT badging and turbo badging over here, because this car runs on a 1-liter turbo engine. And coming to the bumper, we have parking sensors over here, and the bumper is finished in black color. That is also to reduce the visual bulk of the car. And we have a windscreen wiper washer in the rear, which is again a very nice touch. And we have a spoiler which is integrated. It looks kind of subtle, not at all aftermarket-ish. And we have an antenna over there. They should have given shark fin antenna. Apart from that, in terms of looks, Nissan nailed it. As I mentioned earlier, we have a request sensor on the co-passenger side as well, which is a very nice thing, which cars double its price won't be having, like the Creta and all. Even the Alcazar don't have a request sensor on the co-passenger side. So guys, that's it about the exterior of the car. Let's quickly get into the car. Now, as you can see, we have this soft material on the driver's side door and on the co-passenger door as well, which is a very nice touch. And we have various buttons over here for the power windows. This is to child lock the windows, and these are for the ORVMs. We have power foldable and power adjustable ORVMs as such. And it feels kind of sturdy, not so, weak as such. And man, this instrument cluster is one of my favorites. As you can see, we have some cool animations in this. Yeah, there comes the Nissan Magnite. So in the middle we have a large tachometer. Below that we have a digital speedometer. Obviously everything is digital. It's a TFT screen. And on the left we have engine temperature meter, and on the right we have fuel meter. And over here we have various buttons. This is the traction control button, and this is the headlight leveler. And coming to the dashboard design, it's kind of simple and basic, I can say. And coming to this screen, it is very loaded. Only thing, the only complaint which I have is that it's reflecting a lot of light, so that it's not it's not very legible in bright sunlight as such. Apart from that, everything is very nice. The resolution is nice. We have a lot of features like a wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto and everything. And now let me show you the 360 camera of the car. By pressing this button over here, of course it's a touch control panel, we can turn the 360 degree parking camera on. This is how the 360 parking camera looks, and this is the driver's rear view monitor or rear parking camera or whatever. Unfortunately, this car doesn't get adaptive guidelines for the rear parking camera. That is the only missing feature which I can say right now. And over here we have an automatic climate control AC, single zone obviously, and these are kind of flight style controls. I like them. And this is where the engine start stop button is placed, which is a very nice thing. Again, some cockpit wali feeling is there. Here we have a 12 volt charging socket, and below that we have a USB charging socket, and coming behind we have a gear selector. This is a dummy button. This car comes with a CVT transmission, which I'll talk about while driving. And now coming to the glove box, it's very huge. It's very spacious as such. There's nothing like cooling function or anything of that sort. But so guys, presently I'm sitting in the rear seat of the Nissan Magnite, which is a very good place to be in. There's adequate leg room, knee room, and it's very comfortable because of this center armrest with twin cup holders and a groove for a phone. And we even have twin AC vents over here and a 12 volt charging socket as well. But the only issue with this rear seat is under thigh support is not so adequate. Apart from that, the cabin is very nice and comfy place to be in. We have twin adjustable headrests in the rear. Unfortunately, there's no headrest for center passenger. 3 passengers won't be much comfortable because it's not a wide cabin as such. But for 2 people, it's a very good place to be in. In spite of this dark color, this cabin is not so claustrophobic as such. That might be because of this roof, which is finished in light color. So this is about the rear seat. Now let's see how the driving seat of this car feels. This is the all new Nissan Magnite 2021 model. This is an automatic variant. So first of all, I'd like to turn the traction control off. Yeah, traction turned off into drive mode. And you know, in neutral it revs all the way till 6500 rpm. So in drive mode, as you can see, the initial punch of this car is very nice. The CVT lag, which we also like to call the rubber band effect, is very well contained. That is because the torque band has been widened in this car compared to the manual. This car runs on a 1 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, which produces 100 PS of power and 152 Newton meters of torque, whereas the manual variant produces 160 Newton meters of torque. But in the automatic variant, the peak torque comes in around 2200 rpm and it remains all the way till 4400 rpm. So the torque band is very wide. That is why the turbo lag, or rather CVT lag, is very well contained. And the turbo lag, there is slight amount of turbo lag. You can feel it below 2000 rpm, but once you cross 2000 rpm, you can feel that sudden surge of power. It's very nice. And that 3-cylinderness can be felt in low end, but once you hit the mid-range, there won't be any issue with there won't be any vibration issues or anything of that sort. And again, when you hit the top end, you can feel slight amount of vibrations, and that is bearable. That's not too intimidating as such. As you can see, at any moment when you get hard onto the throttle, it rewards. If you wanna buy a Magnite, I'd suggest go with the turbo variant. In non-turbo variant, we don't have this much power. Obviously, if you want to go for an automatic, it is available only with turbo. Naturally aspirated automatic is not available yet. They might give it soon. For now, we only have automatic option for turbo variants. And coming to the suspension, this car has a very soft suspension, which is a very nice thing. The ride is very comfortable. Irrespective of the road you drive, the ride is very comfortable and soft. That is one thing which I like about this car. But you have to compromise on the high speed stability because of that softness in the suspension. While doing higher speeds or top speeds, you might feel a little bounciness. That is because of the softness in the suspension. That makes you kind of, that makes you feel intimidating when you hit the top speeds. I think this car can go somewhere around 130, 140 without issues as such. But once you start revving it hard and fast, or whenever you get into top end, you might feel those vibes. That is because of the 3-cylinder engine. As I said, this car runs on a 1-liter 3-cylinder engine. Coming to the turbo lag, it's not much as such. Below 2000 RPM, you might feel a little lag, but that is not an issue. That is there in almost every car. And the CVT lag, or rather the rubber band effect, is very well contained. That is because of that wide torque band. As you can see, the steering wheel is very light in city speeds, or in any speeds it's very light, so it's very easy car to drive in city. At the same time, whenever you get onto highways, this particular steering wheel disappoints you. That is because it doesn't have much feel as such, and the feedback from this is also not that good. If you're not an enthusiast, or if you're not someone who wants driving feel, or rather feel from steering wheel, it's a very good car. And guys, this car has a sports mode as well. We can turn that on by pressing this button, which is present behind the gear lever. When we turn the sports mode on, we can feel a 20% increase in the RPM, so that it makes overtaking easy. That is how it is, which is again a very nice thing. And coming to the safety features, we have dual airbags, rear parking sensors, ABS, EBD and everything. Only thing which misses out on is this car doesn't have side airbags, which is obviously expected. And this car even doesn't have a sunroof, which all its competitors has, except the Brezza. Obviously Brezza lacks a lot of features which even this car has. So in this segment, obviously at this price point, it's a very good car. We get 360-degree parking camera and a CVT gearbox. Other cars in this segment comes with AMT gearbox, even the Brezza, but this one has a CVT, which is a lot better than the AMT, which is kind of jerky. At least that is my opinion on AMTs. I'm not a big fan of AMTs, and we don't even have CVT lag as such. So I'd rather choose Magnite over Brezza. And coming to the price, this car is not too pricey as such for the features it offers. Obviously, it misses out on certain features like the sunroof and side airbags, but in this price point, it has a lot of features which other cars won't be having. So it's a good car to drive for sure. So guys, this is my review of the all-new Nissan Magnite. If you want to know any further details and price quotations of any Nissan and Datsun cars, you can contact Kantipudi Nissan. I left their details in the description below, so you can contact them. And once again, I'd like to thank Kantipudi Nissan for sending me this review unit. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and see you in the next video real soon with another amazing car. Until then, this is Vikram signing off.